Hi, this is Will.
I'm a former physical education teacher, and I work for MSCA as a UNICERT director. Depending on the day, I can fill a lot of different roles. But the biggest thing is, just being that union rep and advocating on behalf of the members that I serve. I used to teach in this county. And so this is where I got involved with the union. And then I went to an NEA Leadership Summit, and they had a session on the NOFA program, which is the NEA Organizing Fellows Academy. Essentially it's a place where members can learn what staff work is like, learn how to be good organizers, and then they kind of prepare you to be able to step up into the role if you're given an opportunity.
It's amazing at the level NEA wants us to succeed as members. A free fellowship like this that pays us to skill up and learn as organizers. As part of the fellowship, you're expected to do several field experiences. So some of our fellows went out to strikes. My particular project was the 2022 runoff election in Georgia, but it really was beneficial to have some unexpected high stress scenarios that we had to work through, because that's really what the job is like on occasion.
I was the first NOFA grad. NOFA has made me a strong leader, strong communicator, stronger listener, and still a strong educator. I'm here to help grow many others. We should be pouring into them. We should constantly be developing more and more strong leaders.
Is it in touch? Yeah.
I was a school social worker, and now I'm a program policy analyst at NEA. I will say the experience I did in NOFA prepared me for this job and sort of what it looks like to advocate not only for our members and our community, but also our country when it comes to educational spaces and fighting for equity, and for the union to be behind it and to make it a priority positions us in a very special place to sort of shape what public education looks like. We organize, but I don't think we do it. When you're a classroom teacher and you see that your students need socks, you go to your church and you ask your church, hey, I got a basket outside, if you can donate some socks and donate some scarves and hats. You've organized. It's using your resources to further the greater good of the whole.
Please welcome Connie Boylan.
Good evening. My name is Connie Boylan. I am a proud member of the MEA and NEA Retired Union from Traverse City. My pronouns are she, hers, hers, and I'm a retired elementary library media paraeducator. I am serving my first term as an NEA director representing retirees and all of my other union brothers and sisters. Land acknowledgements are traditional customs that date back centuries in many Native nations and communities. Today, land acknowledgements are used by Native peoples and non-Natives to recognize the indigenous peoples who are the original stewards of the lands on which we now live. We begin by acknowledging that through a history of colonization and brutality, we are currently on the traditional land stewarded by the generations of indigenous peoples. We honor these people, all elders past, present, and emerging. We are called to learn and share these learnings about tribal history, culture, and contributions that have been made suppressing the telling of the stories of what we now call the United States of America. In Michigan, we recognize and support and advocate for 12 federally recognized Indian nations. In Grand Traverse County, my home, we recognize and honor and advocate for our Native peoples and non-Natives, the Grand Traverse Bay of Ottawa and Chippewa Indians, and the Three Fires Council, traditionally known as Hisnabik, or a man sent down from above, a confederation comprised of Ojibwa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi or Potawatomi, and each tribe functions as brethren to serve in the alliance as a whole. On behalf of the Michigan Education Association and the National Education Association, we welcome you to Wakwitnak, which means where the river bends or where the curved shores meet. Thank you so much, miigwech, and enjoy your conference.
Please welcome Mark Jewell and Gladys Marquez.
Thank you, Connie. We are deeply appreciative that you took the time to be with us today. Thank you for deepening our collective understanding of the original inhabitants of the land we stand on. Good evening, NEA. I am Mark Jewell. My pronouns are he, him, and his, and I'm an educator from North Carolina, currently serving on the NEA Executive Committee. I also had the pleasure of serving on the Summit Design team. And welcome to the 2025 NEA National Leadership Summit. Let's give it up, people. Y'all, this is our first bringing the summit to Detroit. Motor City, Motown. Give it up for Detroit. Little Motown music there. Showing off our dance moves here. This is, if this is your first time at the NEA Summit and you are physically able, please stand. Colleagues, give it up for these first timers.
Oh my goodness.
When you see a first timer, please take a few moments to introduce yourself and share with them what makes the summit special. I truly believe that experiences like this build the value proposition for our union. It is what helps members when they belong, and there is no other experience quite like the Leadership Summit. So welcome, union siblings.
Hola, muy buenas tardes, mi familia sindical. Good evening, my union family. My name is Gladys Fatima Marquez. My pronouns are she, her, ella, and I'm a proud high school bilingual ELL teacher from the great state of Illinois. Yes. I have the honor of serving you all as a member of the NEA Executive Committee and a member of the NEA Summit Design Team. So let's keep the shout outs going. If you are an aspiring educator and you are able, please stand up. If you are an education support professional and you are able, please stand up. If you are a retired educator and you're able, please stand up. If you are a public service employee and you're able, please stand up. And if you are an ally and you're able, please stand up. And if you're an educator and you've decided that you will not back down, you have decided that you will not give in to the darkness, you've decided that you will not be quiet, you've decided that you are sticking with your union, and you will double down, and if you plan to promote, protect, and strengthen public education, stand up, stand up, stand up, NEA.
NEA family, you know, when Gladys and I started our careers as educators, we didn't start out with the idea that we were going to be leaders, that our lived-in experiences are different. We both were called to this profession. In fact, I believe to be an educator is to be a leader. And though we both serve on the NEA Executive Committee, leadership is not about roles and titles. It's about service. It's about a commitment to ongoing development. It's about professional excellence. It's about transforming public education. And it's about coaching and modeling and helping others find their way in changing systems. That's why we are here today. You see, this weekend, you're going to learn about the NEA Leadership Competency Framework. By the end of the weekend, you should have a foundational level of awareness of the framework, better understand the 7 domains, and have an idea of the skills you need to advance in your careers and professions. The framework, designed by educators, is research-based and defines what it means to be an activist and a leader. Now, these competencies will help you become better practitioners, better counselors, better tradespeople, better nurses, better faculty members.
Mark, you're so right. Mark and I are grateful that our leadership journey has brought us here so that we can help open up these plenary sessions and engage you in the work of this association. And speaking of plenaries, did you all enjoy our resident DJ, DJ Kemet? Let's give it up for DJ Kemet. DJ Kemet will definitely keep you on the dance floor later on tonight, so I hope y'all brought your dancing shoes. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the NEA Executive Committee. I will begin by introducing our NEA President, Becky Pringle. Our NEA Vice President and Chair of the NEA Summit Design Team, Princess Moss. Our NEA Secretary Treasurer, Noel Candelaria. And our NEA Executive Committee colleagues, Roberto Rodriguez from California, Christine Sampson Clark from New Jersey, Randolph Martin from Wisconsin, and Shannon McCann from Washington State. So it would not be an NEA training if we did not give out some homework assignments. Yes, I know, it's Friday night. What am I thinking, right? Well, first, what we want to do is deepen your leadership skill of reflection. The printed program and the Summit app contain reflection pages. Write down all of your aha moments, things that you're curious about, and how you plan on taking those resources and skills back to your local association. If you haven't downloaded the app and need some support, stop by the registration desk to ask someone for some help, or ask someone sitting next to you. This technology was designed to support and enhance your learning experience here this weekend. And what is an NEA training without a call to action to help NEA build its resources so that we can elect pro-public education candidates up and down the ballot across every state in this nation?
Here we go.
Right? That way they can impact decisions that are in the best interest of our students and our members. I know, things seem bleak. The threats to public education are real as they've ever been. We must fight to protect public education and democracy with everything we have. That's why we're here, and that's why I give to PAC. On the atrium level, near the check-in desk, a dedicated team of staff and NEA leaders are waiting to assist you. Please scan the QR code with the camera function on your phone and contribute today. We're asking for a $40 one-time contribution or sign up for monthly contributions of $10 or more. And if you sign up for a monthly contribution, bring your email receipt to the PAC table and collect not one, but 2 PAC giveaways.
Now, NEA participants, help us welcome to the stage Robert Rodriguez and Christine Sampson Clark, who will review our standards of conduct.
Thank you, Gladys and Mark. Good evening, NEA. My name is Robert Rodriguez, he, him, and I'm a middle school special education teacher from San Bernardino, California. And I represent you on the NEA Executive Committee.
Greetings, NEA family. How are ya? I am Christine Sampson Clark, she, her, and I am a 9th grade special education math teacher from Trenton, New Jersey. And like my colleague and friend, Robert, I also serve on your NEA Executive Committee.
The NEA has adopted a standard of conduct policy to ensure that all of our gatherings are welcoming to all and free from discriminatory, harassing, or otherwise unacceptable behavior. Discrimination or harassment based on race, color, ethnicity, religion, sex, age, national origin, sexual orientation, disability, gender identity or expression, or any other characteristic protected by law will not be tolerated. If you experience any discriminatory, harassing, or otherwise unacceptable behavior, please either email myself or my colleague Christine to report an incident. And we want to thank you all for your commitment to ensuring a positive event for all. Now, Christine, could you review those standards a little bit more for us?
For sure, Robert. Thank you. On this slide, you will see our 5 standards of conduct. Respect others and their views. Recognize and value individual differences. Promote mutual respect, understanding, and cooperation as the basis of interactions amongst participants in all NEA activities, events, or meetings. Maintain the reputation of NEA by conducting ourselves in accordance with the high standards of professionalism. And respect members' rights to express viewpoints that are critical of NEA, its policies, its officers, and staff without fear of retribution. But also, please note, harassment may also include written or graphic material, whether its material is shown or sent by email, through social media, placed on computer screens, or elsewhere, either during an activity, event, or meeting, or in any other way directly related to an NEA. Thank you in advance for joining us and helping to care for our community, and have an amazing summit!
Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. I want to hear you. You're in Michigan. You got to make some noise. You are in the home of all kinds of labor unions. I want them to hear you across the river in Canada and downtown Detroit. Let's go. I want to hear it. There we go. There we go. Those are my educators right there, letting out some energy. I know what it took for you to get here tonight. I do. I'm sorry, but I'm not sure my speech is on a teleprompter. That's why I'm holding it in my hand. So, I know what it took for you to get here tonight. The sacrifices you make every single day for your students, you had to make those for your family, right? To get here. My name is Brett Smith, and I am the proud Vice President of the Michigan Education Association. And for our 120,000+ members, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for being in Michigan. I've waited for this for years for you guys to come here. So NEA, thank you. I am from a rural town named Linden, Michigan, which is just south of Flint. Now, for those of you that aren't from Michigan, when you ask someone from Michigan where they're from, they're going to do this. Now, don't be alarmed if you're not from Michigan. What they're about to do is they have presented the mitten, and they are about to point out where they're from. I am from right here. I am honored to be in the company of so many great educators from across the country and internationally. It's my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to Detroit, Michigan. Give it up. I hope you take this opportunity to go around and look at all the great things that are happening in our city, the investments that they've made in programs, in the schools, in housing, in businesses, the great revitalization, and Detroit is a true comeback story. Let's go. Detroit's impact on our nation culturally, economically, and otherwise cannot be understated. Let's start with our common language of music. Detroit, yeah, give it up. Detroit gave birth to a genre of music so important to America's identity that the entire genre is named after this city. Who knows what it is? Motown. This is the home of Marvin Gaye, The Temptations, Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder, Eminem. Wait, hold on. He's not really Motown. But he is. He was born and raised on 8 Mile. It's right here. It's right here. And the all-time great, the Queen of Soul herself, the lady that has taught us not only how to spell the word respect, but the meaning of it. Who am I talking about? That's right. Now, this next thing I'm going to say to you, I want you to just take it in for a second. This is also the home of the future 2026 Super Bowl champion Detroit Lions. Now, I understand when I go backstage, there's going to be a lady back there who may be a little excited right now about her football team. So Becky, I know that you are an Eagles fan, but I just want to say this, Becky, enjoy it while you can. I had to. Just like educators, Detroit is a city of grit. Just like educators, Detroit is a city that knows victory and defeat. And just like educators, Detroit knows no matter how many times you get knocked down, you get right back up again. Just like our educators, Detroit is a city that defines the word perseverance. Detroit is a city where the working families built an entire industry that put the entire world on wheels. Yeah, you can clap for that, right? They also established the importance of being compensated fairly for their hard work. Detroit is a proud union city. And Michigan is a proud union state. Just like those auto workers who fought so valiantly for the rights of workers here and across the country, we as union members are fighting to protect and strengthen our public schools every single day. In Michigan, when our public schools and unions were under attack, we lost the right to bargain so many things around teacher placement, evaluation, automatic step advances, the right to fight privatization for our support professionals, and we lost payroll dues deduction, all in one fell swoop, one swipe. And just like Detroit, we fought back through our members' collective action. And just last year, after electing educators to both chambers, we were able to reverse almost all the attacks specifically on educators. That's right, right here. We reignited the hope for the future of educators and our children. We ensured that our members, from teachers, higher education faculty, to school bus drivers, cafeteria workers, parapros, and everywhere in between, that we are all treated like the professionals that we are. And because, as Aretha so elegantly put it, all we want is a little what? All we want is a little what? R-E-S-P-E-C-T. We know what it means to us, right? And I'm here to tell you that in Michigan, we've done a great job of filling that void about who we are. And I'm going to encourage my siblings from across the country, my NEA brothers and sisters, that you do that as well, that you define who you are when it comes to these things. Do not let legislators who are anti-education do that for you. And with educators under attack by political extremists, opponents of public education are about to find out what Aretha meant to us, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Say it with me, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Thank you. I would like to thank you all again for coming here this weekend to Detroit so we can collaborate on our ways to strengthen our profession, our schools, our union, and our nation. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything that you do for each other, for our students, and for education. Thank you again for coming to this summit. Thank you for coming to Detroit. God bless you.
Please welcome Paula Merrigan.
Thank you for the birthday wishes. I'm Paula Merrigan, an NEA director from California. I teach transitional kindergarten in the San Francisco Bay Area. The Detroit Youth Concert Choir and Performing Arts Company, DYC, is a nonprofit 501(c) organization that services young people throughout the Detroit metropolitan area. The Detroit Youth Choir teaches and develops students through music education, dance, and theatrical arts. Their program is designed for youth between the ages of 8 and 18. The choir's vision is to offer the youth of Metro Detroit a world-class performing art experience that develops their creative skills and talents. The choir has performed at various events around the city of Detroit, nationally and internationally. Some of their most recent major accomplishments include participating in a documentary IMAX film titled America's Musical Journey, which was shown in all IMAX theaters across the country. DYC recorded with the UK group The Go Team and participated in a national competition. You might have heard of it, America's Got Talent, not once, but twice, where the choir received the Golden Buzzer not once, but twice. As true such a dynamic choir, Disney Plus recently made a docuseries about DYC called Choir. NEA family, let's do what we do best and show our love to the Detroit Youth Choir.
Something must be done as soon as possible. And if we come together, we're unstoppable. If you're red, white, yellow, green, or blue, this justice is not fight, nah, it's yours too. More like being enslaved like our ancestors. It's time that we expose the country's transgressions. We're the future, not the past. It's time to steal the present. Unity is what we're wishing for as a present. We're doing
Zoom calls, protests, rallies, the mob, the bigger we are in numbers, yeah, we can even the score. The year is 2025, let us make that clear. This is the last generation they mess with fear. And when we get old, the stories will be on repeat. Fighting for our rights and Maxwell trying to keep 6 feet with my hand and yours, we get our justice and peace. What's up? It's time to come together on our own streets.
night of your lives.
It was everything. You guys were amazing.
This is the most important night of your lives.
Slate with
Give it all you got, and sometimes a little more. Hey! Hey! May have to sacrifice a lot, and still might end up a little short. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Keep your head up. Don't you forget your weight up. Keep your faith up. Put your work in, clock your hours, go get better. Just need a little more patience. Mix in some good vibrations. You need a steady foundation. Mama, we made it. Congratulations, you're the greatest. You got the race up, cooperate, 'cause mama, we made it. Congratulations, now we're the favorites. Cooperate, 'cause mama, we made it. Work hard, you can play hard. Risk it all and you might just go far. Risk it all just to make that phone call. Tell your mom that your dreams are coming true right now. Bring the mic back. All we do is win, and I like that. Superstar status like Mike Jack. Know we had to slide on the night track. We love all our supporters, even across the borders. Detroit raised me stronger. We love all our supporters, even across the borders. Detroit raised me stronger. Mama, we made it. Congratulations, you're the greatest. You got the race up, cooperate, 'cause mama, we made it. Congratulations, now we're the favorites. Cooperate, 'cause mama, we made it. Ooh, trust in what you got. Believe in yourself. Gotta take the risk. You got what it takes to win. Just hold on. Stand Congratulations, you're the greatest. You got the race up, cooperate, 'cause mama, we made it. Congratulations, now we're the favorites. Cooperate, 'cause mama, we made it.
Please welcome Carol Bauer.
You know, I'm going a little off script because that is such a proud moment. You know, they're not my students, but that's why we fight. Those students just make me so happy. You know, unions exist for moments like this. We, the NEA, will always fight like hell when people come for our kids, come for our profession, and come for our communities. This powerful quote comes from Becky Pringle, and it shows her character and the integrity. Good morning, or good afternoon, evening, whatever it is. My name is Carol Bauer. I'm president of the Virginia Education Association. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm a proud member of the Education Summit team as well. It is an absolute honor to introduce our leader, our head advocate, and let's be real,
a true superhero in the world of public education. Becky Pringle, president of the largest labor union. Now, we all know Becky is a relentless champion for educators, for students, for public schools. We're inspired by her fierce passion, her determination when she speaks from the heart, when she demands that every child, yes, every child deserves the opportunity to succeed and have access to public education. We've seen that. But what you may not know is that she once faced one of the most challenging classroom dynamics imaginable. No, it's not because she taught middle school. Although, you know what? All you middle school educators deserve a special place in educator heaven. The real challenge that has prepared Becky Pringle, our president, to face challenges head on, not to be intimidated, to weather the eye rolls, to listen to sarcasm, to listen to outlandish stories and know that they're not true. It wasn't just that she faced middle schoolers, but she taught her own child in a middle school science class. That's right. If you think balancing chemical equations is tough, try balancing being Mom and Mrs. Pringle at the same time. Now picture it. It's a room full of students watching closely, wondering, will she play favorites? Will she be extra tough? And her own child, a middle schooler, sitting there torn between calling her Mom or Mrs. Pringle, or, like most middle schoolers, pretending she doesn't even know him. Yet Becky handled it with the same grace, the same humor and determination that she now brings to leading the largest labor union in the country. Whether she's standing up for educators, fighting for racial and social justice, or reminding lawmakers that educators will always demand better for our students, Becky Pringle is a force to be reckoned with. So please, please join me and give a warm welcome to our fearless leader, the unstoppable, the inspiring, and the middle school forge, Becky Pringle.
Oh, I'm home. Oh, I just need to take a look at you a minute. All that you touch, you change. All that you changes you. The only lasting truth is change. As we live through a painfully regressive time in our history, as so many feel lost and demoralized and angry, as the path forward seems at first glance so unclear, I think about those words written by Octavia Butler, a banned author. You know I don't stand before you, and I'm not quoting somebody who was banned. It is from her novel, Parable of the Sower, published in 1993. It is a story that takes place in a apocalyptic America, ravaged by climate change, economic inequality, and the threat of a rising oligarchy. All happening in a distant future year. Get this, 2024. The parallels are unsettling and they seem prophetic. But as Octavia herself said, she was simply observing the world around her and where it appeared to be headed. As educators, we know that the figures and forces that seek today to destroy our education system and our democracy, to seize power for themselves at the expense of all others, they have existed in some form and in some corner of this world for centuries. But so too have people like us. People with an equal determination to create change that is good. Octavia Butler reminds us that even in the darkest of times, change remains a possibility. And so long as that is true, leading change remains our sacred responsibility. Your presence here in Detroit signals that you are determined to walk toward that responsibility and not turn away. Over the next few days, we will talk about the actions that we must take individually and collectively to do just that. As members and leaders of this nation's largest labor union, we have dedicated our lives to serving 50 million students. So we are uniquely positioned to stand at the front lines of this fight during this season. Borrowing from Dr. King, it is important to acknowledge that this has not been, and it is not now, a moment. We are indeed in for a season of suffering. As we do the work we have been called to do, we must understand many roads brought us here through decades and intention. For us to create that change that reflects our highest aspirations, our most noble goals, we have to know that our commitment must be steeped in the theme of this year's summit: promote, protect, and we ain't stopping there, strengthen public education, the foundation of our democracy. Because you see, there can be no democracy without a free, universal public education that is available to all. Unfortunately, there are those, you know who they are, who seek to starve our public schools, starve them of resources, and then they say they're failing. strip our students of the right to be who they are, to learn about their own histories and those of others, and the way that history impacts us to this day. Those forces are attacking you. The people who have dedicated their lives to teaching and nurturing and feeding and driving and counseling and nursing our students. You. Those who want public education to crumble know that an educated society that thinks and analyzes and reflects and comes together to ask critical questions and solve wicked problems will challenge them. Now, they can't have that. Because when we think and when we act together, that threatens their march toward unfettered power. So they've dusted off an old playbook. We've seen it far too many times before. Stealing resources from our most vulnerable students. Making class sizes higher, making college more expensive, taking away special education services from our students with disabilities, and putting our students' very lives at risk. This administration's crusade to vilify the treasured American values, diversity and equity, inclusion and access. Say the words, say the words, say them. Opportunity for all willfully jeopardizes our students' freedom to gaze into the mirrors that teach them about themselves, and through the windows that allow them to see into the lives of others. And now, the WWE czar, who is now the Secretary of Education. You can't make this stuff up. Say it! Is, in her own words, she said she's reigning over the department's final mission. Really? Really? She purports to care about our kids, but her mission is singularly focused on implementing Project 2025. Call it out. Voucher schemes and privatizing the student loan system, you know that's right, and closing the Department of Education, but of course not before, doing everything possible to gut public education in every rural and suburban and urban community across this country. So our mission, NEA, is clear. And we actually have a mandate, unlike some of you. Just saying. Kentucky, are you in the house? Nebraska, are you in the house? Colorado, are you in the house? Voters in both red and blue states, a diverse coalition rose up and said, hell no, you're not taking money from our public schools. We love our public schools. the next few days, we will sharpen our skills, build our learning community, and work to see every challenge as an opportunity for change. And we will be guided by the NEA's 7 leadership competencies: advocacy, communication, governance, and leadership, leading our professions, organizing, strategizing, and protecting the association's fiscal health, and tending to our social and emotional health. Now, I need to say this. That last competency is critical, especially in a time of crisis. We must attend to our emotional health. Because I hate to break it to everyone, but we are only in week 7 of 4 years. So we got a long way to go. So we're gonna need to learn, breathe. So we're gonna need to learn some skills and practices to sustain ourselves, even as we rightfully spend the next few days shaping our ambitious actions for what we will do. What we must do is fight every attempt to dismantle the Department of Education. What we must do is stop the attempts to diminish funds of a system that serves 90% of the students in America. What we must do is take every action against schemes that are designed to privatize and voucherize or in any way siphon resources from our public schools, from our colleges, from our universities, from our career and technical trainings. Now, I need to be clear with you. That's going to take a laser focus on the budget that's currently winding its way through Congress. A budget that's solely designed. I need you to follow the money. You got to follow the money, folks. I don't care what executive order comes out or doesn't, because that's just a press release. Follow the money. Follow the money. So we know this budget is designed to provide billionaires with more tax breaks by gutting Medicaid, risking the lives of tens of millions of children who rely on that safety net for their very health care. Devastating student financial aid, slashing nutrition programs and school meals. Why don't we want to feed the babies? Why don't we want to feed the babies? All while pouring piles of money into privatizing everything and mounting their dehumanizing deportation machine, inflicting inhumane raids that traumatize our students and our families. You know it. The administration's plan is to finance tax cuts for billionaires at the expense of our families and our students' education and our health care and our futures, all to line their own pockets and control every aspect of our lives. So we must join our forces and our strength with parents and partners to protect our students and our families. You know what? Let's do that right now. Take your phones out. Take them out. Take your phones out. we should see a QR. Oh, on the side. I thought it was behind me. On the side. Okay, take a picture of those QR codes. It'll take you to our Call Congress alerts to oppose both the budget and the dismantling of the Department of Education. Go on, do it right now. Who's got good whistles out here? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, all right. Action now. Pretty cool. Thousands of people. And I don't want you to stop there, guys. I want you to just, every day, you know, kind of like some of you scroll on stuff. Check it out, see what's happening. I want you every day to just take a quick look at NEA.org/action for other ways that you can let your senators and representatives know that you are watching. You're watching, and you're going to be holding them accountable. Now, while essential, protecting the existing public education system from destruction is far from enough. That's not enough. As educators, we recognize that our work will not be done until we have achieved our highest goal. You know it. You know what it is. To unite not just our members, but the entire nation to reclaim public education as a common good. But you know we can't stop there. We actually have to transform it into a racially and socially just and equitable system that prepares every student, everyone to succeed in a diverse and interdependent world. And let me tell you this, no punitive president or bully billionaire will cause us to stray from that path that leads us toward that goal. No one. We will continue to support our educators' rights to be respected and paid as the professionals they are. No one will stop us from doing that. We will continue to protect the rights of our LGBTQ+ community. And we won't stop. We will make sure that they can move through this world as their authentic selves. That's what we will do. We will continue to use our voices to stand up for gender equity in education and in the workplace. Now, NEA, I need to be clear with you. We will not walk away from our commitment to racial and social justice. Not ever, not ever, not one election, not all the elections. We will stand in that commitment every day, every day. So as we begin this summit, remember this. No matter how dark the times, the human spirit is always striving to find a way. No matter the inhumanity that surrounds us, our humanity demands that we keep going. No matter the soul-crushing pain of seeing cruelty and immorality and greed and hubris, our souls cry out for justice and create the spaciousness for love and a thirst for freedom that compels us to act. And with every attempt to ravage our communities, it is through community that we will find our way, we will fill our hearts, we will strengthen our minds, we will feed our spirits. We will see ourselves and we will see each other. The beauty and the might, the responsibility and the possibility. NEA, we will find our way. And though Dr. King warned us that in this season of suffering, the road ahead would not be smooth, nor solutions easy, he reminded us, however, that no lie can live forever. No lie can live forever. You remember, he went on to ask, how long? Not long. How long? Not long. NEA, we don't know yet how long. But we can be encouraged by activists all over the world. From 2019 to 2023, count them, 4 years. The people of Brazil fought back when a fascist president rose to office. Their encouraging, empowering battle cry was this: no one let go of anyone's hand. Their call to each other was a reminder of the power of their collective strength and their collective humanity. No one let go of anyone's hand. When we're flooded with a steady stream of hate and distortions and diminishment, don't let go of anyone's hand. When they scheme to push our children into ever-growing gaps, don't let go of anyone's hand. When they try to silence our voices or paralyze us with fear so we doubt our limitless possibilities and our noble purpose, NEA, don't let go of anyone's hand. Hold on, hold on, don't let go. NEA leaders, this country needs you right now. They need you. Hold on, don't let go to anyone's hands. Out of the chaos, we will create that beloved community. Hold on, don't let go of anyone's hands. Our children are depending on us. Rise up, NEA. Hold on, hold on. Don't let go of anyone's hand. Don't let go. I love you, NEA. I love you. We will prevail. Thank you. Now I need you to go have a great summit on purpose. We have a guest speaker with us tonight who is phenomenal. He is an expert in doing the kind of work that I just talked about. He is an insightful and inspirational leader who understands the wisdom of storytelling and humor. We have a clip to show some of his work. Let's watch.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen him on the Tonight Show. He's been on TED Talk. You've seen him on Oprah Winfrey, and he's here with you tonight. Put your hands together and welcome to the stage, my man, Michael Jr.
All right. Thank
For
you, guys.
Michael Jr.
Thank
Yeah!
Thank you. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to do some jokes. I'm going to tell you a story. We're going to do some jokes. It's going to be fun. First, let me start out by saying I love educators. Like on a level that I can't even explain, because you guys are doing some stuff and most people don't even recognize what you're doing and what you're going through. And I see it. Like I see it on a, like I just, every time I meet somebody and they say they're a teacher, if I have one of my books, I always, on purpose, give it to them and I tell them a little about my story, and they're the reason. But I don't do it when there's more than 3 of them in a room. I just point that out because it's. So let me tell you a little bit about me. I got 5 kids, and I travel a lot, you know, so I can see them all. I'm just playing. I don't see them. It's comedy, people. Calm down. My dad used to read books to me when I was a kid, but he would change the stories in the book based off of our current circumstance so I could understand it more, so he could really educate me. One of the authors he would read was a dude named DJ Seuss. I don't know if you heard of him before. One book was called The Cat and the Rat. That was one book. Green Eggs and Spam. That was the book we read. And there's another author. What was the name of that book? Winnie Was Poe. Yeah, that was one of my favorites. Winnie Was Poe. Are you explaining that joke right now? Did I just see you? It's great. You're educating your neighbor. That is beautiful. That's beautiful. I remember one time my parents brought us together, and they wanted to have a meeting, and my mom was there, my dad, and him. My dad said, "Hey, we want you guys to know that we're considering adoption." And my response was, "No, I don't want to have to share my stuff with some other kids. Am I going to have to share my stuff?" To which he replied, "I don't know. You're going to have to ask your new family about that." So, it's messed up, man. There's 4 words you can use at the end of any story, and people will believe your story. You just have to use these 4 words. It can be an amazing story that's hard to believe, but if you use these 4 words, people will believe your story. I'm going to tell you an amazing story right now. I met a lady who had a tail. An actual lady, she had a tail. I was at Walmart. Did you see what just happened in your brain just now? You see what happened in your brain? You was like, "No, not a tail." I was at Walmart. "Oh, yeah, I know her. Why don't you say that? I don't think the people at Walmart are crazy. I think what happens is when we go to Walmart, unknowingly, we become those people. I think as soon as you cross the threshold, 3 teeth fall out immediately. And suddenly, you got on pajamas and house shoes. So this has been happening my entire career. My career started in mainly doing stand-up comedy at clubs, but this is what would take place even as I look back at it. I'd be on stage and I'd be presenting, say, joke number 1. But at the same time, I'd be doing the math on what I think joke number 2 should be based off how you're currently responding to joke number 1. Then I move on to joke number 3 and start doing the math on what I think that joke should be based off how you're currently responding to joke number 1 and probably respond to joke number 2. Then I move on to joke number 4. I actually used to go 7 jokes deep, like 7 deep, even though I was presenting the first joke. But I can't do that anymore because I had a shift take place where my question changed, because the question I was asking in between the gaps to figure out the next joke was, what can I do to get more laughs from people? But when I had the shift take place, my question changed to, what can I give to my audience? So now I can't go 7 deep anymore because the question is different, and sometimes it's comedy, but sometimes it's something a little more because of the question I'm asking in between the gaps. What question are you asking in between the gaps? Is it a question of what can I give, or is it a question of what can I get? And if you don't know the answer to that question, I think you know the answer to that question. By default, it's what can I get? But if you change the question, you'll be amazed at what you'll see. So as a result of this thinking, I find funny everywhere too. I went to Dollar. You ever go to Dollar Tree? Like, you ever notice how the things there are like, calm down, I'm not done with the joke yet. You ever notice how the things there seem like they're cool, but there's always something just a little not right. Like, I bought a shirt there, it was an extra medium. I'm like, I don't know. They had a second aid kit. I'm like, is this right? They had a video game there. It was Mario Cousins. I'm like, I don't know if this is. Which joke are you on, sir? He was like, ha, 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 but it didn't match the joke. It was a joke from earlier. He was like, ha, 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 when he was Poe. That's the joke you was on. That's what happened. That's what happened. So I find funny all over the place. People ask me weird questions. Michael Jr., where you from originally? Originally, huh? Well, I was conceived in Michigan. Before that, I was with my dad. Then there's a swim competition, right? And I won, which is crazy, right? Because currently I don't swim at all, man. But I used to be fast. Man, I was fast. I was like, I was fast. Man, I just. You explaining that joke too? Talk to one of these biology teachers. So I'm going to share this story with you. Let me do another joke first. I'm a hugger. Well, one thing I really love is I love awkwardness. Like, people were like, what makes you laugh? What makes me laugh is awkwardness. Did you feel it just now? I'll look for awkwardness. I'll get on the elevator when there's like 6 or 7 people in there. I'll let the door close behind me, and I won't turn around. They're like, what floor? I'm like, it doesn't matter. And then I'll say something weird, like I'm saying, it's Tuesday, but it's really Friday, and then everyone gets off on the next floor. And then I just giggle my way to the top. But then I go to the stairwell, and them same people from the elevator, and when I see them, I'm like, it's Saturday, and they go right back down the stairs. It's the best. What about this? You ever go on a job interview, and partway through you realize, I don't want to work here. You should enjoy the awkwardness. Go ahead and create it. I'll tell you exactly what to do. They ask you weird questions, so tell me a little bit about yourself. This should be your response. Hey, why don't you go first? And when they're talking, take notes. Let me ask you a question. Where do you see me in 5 years? Because they ask you those weird questions. Tell me about a time you had a disagreement with a coworker and tell me how you worked it out. This is what you should say. So my colleague took credit for some work I did. They took all the credit, never mentioned my name. So here's what I did. I walked over to the cubicle. Fast forward, here I am. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. So at a point, I try to be as vague as I can with the years because I don't want people looking up and think this is actually. Anyway, I try to be vague because I don't want people researching the school, the education system. I don't want all that. But I was, at some point in my educational life, out of nowhere, with no warning, I was plucked away from my friends, and I was put into a special ed classroom. With no explanation, with no conversation. So in this classroom, suddenly, it's not just a special, like, I don't know what was happening at the time, but I'm in this classroom, and I don't want to be in this classroom. And nobody's explaining to me why I'm here. And some of the kids in this classroom are actually barely, at the time, how I would communicate it, they barely seemed to be functioning. And some of them, in retrospect, may have been geniuses, but we had some people in there who were super angry, some people who couldn't handle their emotions. We had people in wheelchairs, and I'm in here too. And I don't understand why I'm here, and I want to get out. So what do I need to do? I need to study. I need to work really hard. I remember specifically working on a test. I studied extra hard, and I turned the test in to the teacher, and she gave me a D-, which was the lowest passing grade. And then the next time, I just blew the test off. I handed it to her. She gave me a D-, which is the lowest passing grade. Then she said to me, why don't you skip class sometimes? You're never going to be anything anyways. She wasn't even checking the papers. So I couldn't even get out of the class. All my friends in regular ed were making fun of me because I'm in this class with these people. And now I don't even have those friends anymore. And I'm in this class for 4 hours a day. 4 years. So now I still love people. I love educators, regardless of that situation. In fact, I have a nonprofit where we go to homeless shelters and prisons and abused children facilities, and we take comedy there to those people. In fact, I remember the first time ever going into a prison. I was scared for real. I walk in, the warden took my belt. He's like, you can't have a belt. Somebody might try to hang you. I'm like, can't they just boo me like regular people? Why they gotta hang me? Like, I'm in prison, my pants are loose. That's a bad idea, man. Like, but I know I'm supposed to go in this prison. I feel called to like help these prisoners, right, and create this nonprofit. So I'm walking in this prison and I'm scared. And they got these bars that open in front of you. Then there's some closed behind you. And I'm walking in and I'm thinking, first of all, I know I need a joke immediately. I need these dudes to like me immediately, but not too much. So I'm walking in and all these prisoners in this big circle, right? And there's like 8 sets of bars I have to go through, and then finally I get to the last set of bars, and there's no more guards with me. There's one guard, and he gives me a black box with a pen in it. He says, if anyone tries to attack you, pull the pen out, we'll come help. That's the plan. But I feel like I'm supposed to go in here, so I'm walking in, and I need a joke immediately, but nothing's popping up. So I got like 5 steps before I know I hit center. And once I hit center, I need to start talking probably within 2.5 seconds. Then I got another 12 seconds where I need to say something funny to control the room. So I'm doing this math, and I got 3 steps left while I'm doing the math. Now I got 2 steps left. Nothing popping up. I had one joke pop up, but I didn't want to start with it. I was going to be like, you know what? You guys are a captive audience. I just want to say that. I didn't feel peace in my spirit about that joke. I got 1 step left. I lift this foot up and I set it down, and for real, sitting right up front is a white dude with a white beard named Moses. I was like, thank you, Lord. When I said these words to Moses, the place exploded in laughter, and we had an amazing time. I said, Moses, this is what I want you to do. When you see the prison warden, I want you to look him in his eye. I want you to look him right in his eye, and I want you to say, let my people go. How did I get that joke that fast under that much pressure? It actually wasn't as much pressure as you may think. If I do a radio interview, some people ask me, how do you come up with these things so fast in the midst of this interview? Have you studied this somehow? And the answer is yes. I had a special education. I was put into a classroom that at the time I did not want to be in. But because I had no other friends, I'm sitting here with people from different walks of life. And I had to figure out what they were thinking and communicate to each one of them in the way they needed to be communicated to. So I'm understanding the one who couldn't talk at all. I'm understanding the guy who got super angry where I could help him not be angry. We could laugh together. I understood all of them by the time I left there. And you would think, well, what about reading and math? No. I had this teacher that was so awesome. No matter what I did, she was going to make sure I passed the class. You get to choose which story is true. Because the one that is serving me is the second version. That has served me so well. I got educated regardless. So then I do the Tonight Show. I've done the Tonight Show a couple times. Jimmy Kimmel, some cool shows. The way I got on the Tonight Show is I'm in Los Angeles. I won't get into the details, it's in my book, but I'm actually homeless at this point, living in my car. My address was 1997 Chevy Lumina Drive. I get this opportunity to go to the Comedy and Magic Club, and I can't get on stage. This comedian named George Wallace takes me into the Comedy and Magic Club. He can't get me on stage, but he got me in the club, and then afterwards he takes me into the green room. In the green room are some soldiers in comedy. There's Jay Leno, Gary Shanley, George Wallace, then me for some reason. And I don't even feel like I belong in the room. And they had this big spread of food, all this food, but I wasn't eating any of it really because I didn't feel like I belonged in the room. I'm just nibbling on French fries. Now, all these guys are working on this joke. Some of you guys may remember a football player got hit in the eye with a flag, and he was Sooner League for $400 million. Now, all of these guys are helping Leno with that joke subject for the monologue on NBC Tonight Show. I ain't saying nothing, just nibbling on fries. But your gift will make room for you. So I'm sitting there, and then they got quiet, and they looked at me. I was like, oh, snap. This is an opportunity. I was like, all right, let me see if I got this right. He got hit in the eye with a flag. He lost his vision in one eye, and he's Sooner League for $400 million. He's not going to see half of it. For real. How did I get that joke that fast under that much pressure? It wasn't as much pressure as you might think because I had a special education. You, in whatever you've been through in life, if you can adjust your perspective of what took place in your life, you'll recognize that you actually have a special education that other people need you to press into so you can deliver what you're really called to. In fact, as educators, not only do you have a special education, but you have the ability to deliver a special education to a special student who actually needs it. Not in the way that my teacher did, but in the way that you're called to. So I'm going to leave you with this, along with some permission to continue to bootleg my content. Because many of you guys have used this, and it's okay. But for those who haven't, I just felt backstage that this is what I wanted to share with you as well. So I used to think I was called to do comedy, but then I realized I'm actually called to comedically inspire people to walk in their purpose. That's really why I'm here. In fact, I'll submit to you that I actually believe that your job is preparation for your work. Your job is what you do, your work is what you're called to. There's a difference, right? In fact, I can't get it. Let me just give you a little nut. Me and my wife are doing this tour called Funny How Marriage Works, and we help people with their marriages, and it's really cool, but we do it different. Most people teach you how to avoid conflict. We don't do that. Conflict is gold. You know why conflict is gold? First joke I did tonight. I said, I got 5 kids, and I travel a lot, so I could see them all. Everyone laughed. People think what they need in order to succeed in marriage or anything else is more information. I gave you information. I got 5 kids. I travel a lot. But then I introduced a conflict. I said, I travel a lot so I could see them all. And because you were curious throughout the conflict, you got to the next stage, which was revelation exposed by your laughter. I'll submit to you that without the conflict, there's actually no revelation. I'll show it to you right now. So I have 5 kids, and I love them. See? Nothing. The conflict is necessary for the revelation. If you remove the conflict, there's no revelation. But how do I know this? Because in my job of doing comedy, I got curious, figured out what my work was, and now instead of using conflict for laughter, I get to see the conflict and help bring revelation to people. So here's what I'm going to leave you. This is the video that you guys have been stealing and using that I'm going to let you continue to. So I'm called to help people walk in their purpose, right? So I'm doing this event. I have this podcast called Funny How Life Works, and I'm on stage, and I really believe that, I truly believe that everyone has something big that they're called to do. I just know it like I know it. My purpose, like I said, is to help people walk in purpose, but that's just doing comedy and writing books and doing TV. That's just what I do. It's not necessarily why. There's a huge difference between the two. So I'm talking to this guy in Winston-Salem, on stage, impromptu. I'm like, what do you do? He said he's a musical director. I was like, well, can you sing? And this is what happened.
So you're a musical director?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me get a couple bars of Amazing Grace. Can you do the first part of that? Go ahead.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Wow. That bro could sing. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, what you give me the version is if your uncle just got out of jail, you got shot in the back when you was a kid, I'm just saying, let me see the hood version real quick, if you know which version I'm talking about. Just see if that exists. Let me see what you got.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I see.
So listen, the first time I asked him to sing, he knew what he was doing. The second time I asked him to sing, he knew why he was doing it. Another way to say that is the first time he did it, he was singing the way he was educated to. But the second time, he tapped into his special education and delivered. You can do the same. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go. You guys are awesome. Thank you, guys.
NEA, let's give it up for Michael Jr. One more time. Now, there's one more thing we're going to do. Now, while we're all here together, we're going to show them that we mean business tonight. So during the social time, there's a poster making station, and I want you to look for these tables in the back of the room.
NEA, it's time to organize, so please make a sign. No profanity, please, I know. I'm right there with you. We need to tell the administration why the U.S. Department of Education must be protected at all costs. So make your signs, and tomorrow, during our Saturday plenary, we're going to take a rally pause, yes, some digital organizing, and send a clear message that we will not take one step back when it comes to protecting our schools and public education. Now, help us welcome Anita and Alec to the stage.
NEA, let's give it up again for Michael Jr. I'm Anita Gibson, a retired elementary teacher from Alabama, president of NEA Retired, and a member of the Summit Design Team. Now, I know you were asked this earlier, but I was backstage and I didn't get to see the response. So, let me hear some noise from the retirees in the room tonight. All right. Now, the most important question of the evening is, how many aspiring retirees do we have in the room tonight? That's right. And when you retire, we want to make sure that you're able to retire with dignity. NEA Retired wants to partner with you now to make sure that that happens. After all, the work of building capacity in our union does not stop when you retire. I want to encourage you to visit the NEA Retired table in Hall E sometime tomorrow, and let's have a conversation so that you can learn more about your NEA Retired. Alec?
Thank you, Anita. My name is Alec Thompson, and I am the president of the National Council for Higher Education. Thank you. We sometimes refer to it as NECHI, in case you need another acronym for you there. I'm also a member of the Summit Design Team, and although it's already been said, I want to welcome you again to the great state of Michigan, my home state. So thank you. Anita and I would also like to thank all of you in advance of signing up to attend one of the council or caucus sessions on Saturday. It's our sincere hope that you'll find an opportunity this weekend to connect with someone from higher ed or a leader from the retiree group as well. We also, as members of the design team, want to recognize the important support from the NEA member benefits for sponsoring the Leadership Summit. If there are, perfect. If there are members of NEA member benefits in the room, would you please stand up? There they are. Let's show them our appreciation. Thank you. We hope you'll take time this weekend to connect with NEA member benefits and use the app to learn about how this group is making our lives better. All right, it's that time. Let's give away a cash prize or two. Woo! That's the easiest part I have, right? Before we announce the winners, and there's 5 of them for you tonight, before we announce them, we want you to know the winners were randomly selected from a list of registrants for tonight's summit, and in order to win, you have to be an NEA member. We have, of course, yeah, we have five prizes to give away. Each name we call out is going to receive a $100 prize. Not tonight, not tonight. A member of NEA staff will get with you to work out the details and logistics so you can get your cash.
All right, our first winner tonight is Vivian Zimmerman. There she is. Our second winner, Chantel Jones. Our third big winner tonight is Robin Ballinger.
Our fourth winner is Betsy Bryan. And our fifth winner is Christina Boehringer. There she is. Congratulations to all of you. We have more money to give away. Well, not Eden and I personally, but there's more money to be given away later, right, throughout the summit. We hope to see you later on this evening at the social and networking gathering downstairs. Thank you.
Thank you.